We begin tonight with the dramatic defeat of Wyoming Congresswoman Liz Cheney. The January 6th committee vice chair has lost her re-election bid to a candidate endorsed by former President Trump. Congresswoman Cheney is now looking toward her future after her defeat. In her concession speech, she warned about the threat to democracy from former President Trump.
Look at my pedigree. Look at my fortitude. I'd make one hell of a presidential nominee. But in this era of blind loyalty, I had the audacity to defend democracy. And I was primaried. Yes, I was buried. And yet in this very moment, my star has never shone more brightly. I'm on the TV nightly to do my duty rightly. And I still want to strip women of their rights and for guns to settle all your fights. Send immigrants back from whence they came. Insist dead on black men were to blame. I think healthcare is superfluous. I even threw my own sister underneath the bus. But even villains like myself must draw the line. Hard to believe there's worse than me, but with them I can't align. With them I can't align.
We want to report on some of this breaking news out of Arizona today. It was sentencing day for the man who called himself the QAnon shaman. He's going to now spend more than 3 years in prison for his role in the Capitol riots on January 6th.
Knowingly entering a restricted building without lawful authority and with violent entry. You sent me, disseminator of conspiracy theories, eco-fascist ideology. So long, Arizona. Hello, history. You sent me. This ain't your average bison-horned fur headdress. Reality is something I'm unable to process. Everything's a lie, so I painted up my face. Now I'm stuck here for 3.5 damn years in this godforsaken place. I suffer from schizotypal personality. At least that's what I heard my attorney say. You sent me. POTUS requested Patriots specifically, but I was already coming because you know who sent me. You know who sent me. You know.
Senator Josh Hawley also had to flee. Earlier that afternoon, before the joint session started, he walked across the east front of the Capitol. He raised his fist in solidarity with the protesters already amassing at the security gates. We spoke with a Capitol police officer who was out there at the time. She told us that Senator Hawley's gesture riled up the crowd, and it bothered her greatly because he was doing it in a safe space, protected by the officers and the barriers. Later that day, Senator Hawley fled after those protesters he helped to rile up stormed the Capitol. See for yourself.
Look at this fist on the end of my wrist. The revolution's begun, and later on I will run away. Run away, run away, run away, yeah. Get them just enough crazy so they don't get lazy. When it's time to donate, you can't differentiate. Violence is A-okay. I'll give them lots of TLC, even though they scare the shit out of me. Does that one have a gun? Oh, brother, I better run away. Here I go. Look at this fist on the end of my wrist. Then watch these feet help me quickly retreat. What a day, what a day, what a day, what a day.
Cassidy Hutchinson has long been considered one of the most consequential witnesses for the January 6th committee due to her proximity to Trump's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, and therefore to critical events and conversations surrounding January 6th. Now, the committee has not released the topic of today's hearing, but this rush to get this hearing happening today shows you just how important they believe this testimony could be.
Extraordinarily large golden calf. AG said there was no election fraud. The food went all over the walls. And now every night I pray to God for the return of proper protocols. Tried to grab
former Vice President Mike Pence, speaking for the first time about January 6th, his role that day, and about former President Trump. He spent 4 years as the loyal vice president. He was there in the weeks after the 2020 election, and he was there on January 6th, breaking with the former president.
Do the Pence. Do the Pence. Stand upright and real uptight and do the Pence. Then you stand like this and you don't move your rump. Then you do the right thing, but only once. Then you stand like this a little more. Do the Pence. Well, you govern Indiana, the jewel of the Midwest. You know, there's lots of red states, so make it worse than the rest. When it comes to the Tea Party, be the Tea Partyist. Do everything you can to stomp on the oppressed. And still they'll want to hang you. Do the Pence. Do the Pence. Stand upright and real uptight and do the Pence. Jump back to Indiana and go far, far right. Crack down on that abortion. Crack down on those gay rights. Don't be alone with a lady, but when mother's out of sight, God knows what you're thinking. You better pray all night. Dear Lord, please forgive me for getting a little rambunctious here. I'm just trying to keep everyone's attention. I hope I haven't embarrassed you again. Amen. And still don't want to hang you. Do the Pence. All my life I dreamed of leading this great nation back to lofty heights it once surpassed, when white men with white hair who looked like me were boss, and now we had the chance to do just that. But this butt hat won't stop his talking, cuts his ego. For 4 years he messed it up. I mean, sure we did achieve some things, but the humiliation, was it worth it? Did we lose it? Did we blow our only rootin' tootin' chance? You bring the devil to the party, don't you know you only get one dance? Do the Pence. Okay, now here it comes. That's me tapping my toe inside my shoe. Not on the outside where everyone can see it, but believe me, I'm really going to town in here. Got a little lecture at the Hamilton show. The show was kind of catchy. Mother wished we didn't go. George Washington sings a little song. It's time for me to go. 2 terms, now I'm gone. That was an earworm as I watched them build a gallows on the lawn. Do the Pence. Do the Pence. Stand upright and real uptight. Do the Pence. Then you stand like this and you don't move your rump. Then you do the right thing, but only once. Then you stand like this a little more. Do the Pence.
The committee will hear from a rioter who pled guilty to illegally entering the Capitol and the former spokesperson for a self-appointed militia.
Mama said to see the world, so I started with Washington, D.C. I always wanted to go to the East Coast in January. At the Capitol, some peaceful folks were peacefully in a peaceful queue. And I love peace and governance and Q, so I got in line too. Some fellas started going in, but I was waiting on the tour guide. I reckon it was his day off, so I decided to go on inside. I tried to stay behind the ropes, but I love our country oh so god dang much. The tour is pretty immersive, so there wasn't much in there I didn't touch. I was there. I got excited as we all branched off, eager to explore. I grew a bit rambunctious around the time I took a crap up on the floor. I drew a line at killing cops, but minds have funny ways of moving around. If you think of it as the people's house, then really I was just standing my ground.